When I saw the Iron Man DVD, I figured it out. Or so I thought, that the only way to counteract the end was by seeking out the help of his polar opposite, the beginning, the being responsible for all the major starts in fandom. From George Lucas getting the green light to Star Wars, from Siegel and Schuster publishing their first Superman story in Action Comics #1, to Nintendo becoming a video game company. Did you know that originally they didn't make video games, they made... Sorry, I'm getting off track. The point is that I thought that if anyone could defeat the end, it was the beginning. Or so I thought. Alright. If I'm reading this correctly, all I have to do is read this incantation, and the Eye of Agamotto should do the rest.
Sir, are you sure this is a wise course of action?
No. Not at all. But unless you have any other suggestions, I don't think I have any other choice.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, buddy. Alright. And here we go. Dominus Corpus, Master Mentium, Fovius Mortem, Insectus Overatus. The beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning! Maybe I read the Latin wrong. Oh. Holy moly.
Salutations, Buster at Bad Movies. A pleasure to finally be here at the beginning of our friendship.
Well, yeah, which makes it all the more awkward that I have to start this relationship by asking you
to help you defeat the end.
Yeah.
I will begin searching the archives of knowledge for a solution.
Okay, I guess you're not that much into small talk. Guess I'll go to tie up some loose ends. In the meantime, I gotta go be a bad guy. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. I'm Erod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. Okay, I admit it. You're right. Technically, I blacklisted the DCEU after this movie came out. So fine, I will give you one more DCEU review. But I warn you, the loss of my sanity is in your hands. Your greedy, demanding, blood-soaked hands. Anywho, what the hell is the Suicide Squad anyway? Created in 1987 by Robert Kanigher and Ross Andru, the Suicide Squad, or Task Force X, is a team of incarcerated supervillains forced to go on suicide missions for the government, with the promise of having their records expunged after 5 years of service. Led by the baddest bitch in the DC universe, Amanda Waller, this comic series offered a dark, greedy departure from the usual truth and justice DC fare, which sounded like the perfect entry for the unnecessarily dark DC expanded universe.
Do you bleed?
Guys, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the movie that made me decide to blacklist this franchise. Man of Steel conflicted me. Batman v Superman depressed me. Suicide Squad pissed me off. So no more stalling. Let's pull this band-aid. So our movie begins by vaguely introducing two of the members of the Suicide Squad without telling us a goddamn thing about them. Except that they are inmates. Oh, I get it. They're going to slowly introduce these characters throughout the entire movie. Slowly peeling back the layers like an onion. Nope. In the very next scene, I repeat, the very next scene, Amanda Waller blatantly tells us who these people are, making these opening scenes pointless. Alright. Let's meet the squad. Deadshot, played by Will Smith. Master Assassin, who never misses. Cool. Captain Boomerang, he, throws boomerangs. Huh. Killer Croc, super strong, half man, half crocodile. Okay, that's much better. Slipknot, he's, good with ropes. Fucking really? El Diablo with the power to control fire. Awesome. But he accidentally killed his family, so he won't use his powers anymore. Bummer. Enchantress, an all-powerful witch from another dimension. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. And Harley Quinn, she's the Joker's girlfriend. And that's it. Alright. Let's go ahead and start talking about the most divisive aspect of this movie, Harley Quinn. There are some people who love her in this movie, there are some people who don't. I am the latter. Here's the thing. Harley Quinn was based on the very actor who played her originally, Arlene Sorkin. She has a very specific demeanor and style, something that has been emulated beautifully by other actors that have picked up the torch. Not only does Margot Robbie lack said comedic instinct or style.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry. The voices.
But she just comes across as a fan pretending to be Harley as opposed to someone who is fully inhabiting the character. Basically, when I look at her, I don't see Harley Quinn at all. All I see is a fangirl playing dress-up.
Seriously, the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
I have more to say, but I'm gonna save it for later. So consider this to be the end of Harley Rant number 1. The question remains, while most of the squad is made up of inmates that can be controlled easily with promises and threats, how exactly does a normal mortal woman make an all-powerful godlike being follow her commands? Well, the movie has an answer for this, and it is a doozy. Waller keeps Enchantress's still beating heart in a box. And if Chanty steps out of line, Waller will stab it. Well, I guess that's that. There's no way Enchantress is gonna step out of line with Waller threatening to profusely prick her pump. Nope. Apparently this all-powerful government group sucks at surveillance, cause Enchantress slips away in the night and summons her equally powerful brother to our dimension. Well, I guess Waller only has one choice.
Now stand back, I gotta practice my stabbing.
Wait, no, never mind. Big Brother just gives Chanty a bit of his power, and the heart stabs are no longer a problem. And thus, Chanty and her big bro begin a process that takes up the approximate running time of this movie to open a portal to their hell dimension, which will in part destroy the world. Waller wants to cover up her royal fuck-up, so she calls in the squad to deal with the situation. And thus we arrive at this movie's first big problem. The plot is fucking stupid. How stupid is it? Oh, let me count the ways. Number 1. This is a magical threat. The Suicide Squad is not equipped to deal with this. And for that matter, neither is the Justice League. This is a job for the magical heroes of the DC Universe, aka the Justice League Dark. But Warner Brothers screwed the pooch with that movie, so they're unavailable. Number 2. Early in the movie, they established that the DC heroes are around. And yet none of them tried to stop Enchantress and her brother. So apparently, none of them noticed the big swirling ring of garbage in the sky that can be seen for miles. Right. Number 3. Waller can recruit any incarcerated villain she wants for her Suicide Squad. But instead of bringing in anyone who knows anything about magic, she brings in mostly powerless losers armed with bullets, boomerangs, and personality. Yeah. Which brings me to my second Harley rant. Our villains suit up to go on their suicide mission, and Harley ditches her traditional costume in favor of a t-shirt and booty shorts. Where was I? Oh, yeah. This is essentially the uniform of a Hooters waitress, not the costume of a supervillain. Harley's costume was designed by the legendary Bruce Timm himself. And while I agree that some comic book costumes don't translate well to live action, I don't see why they couldn't have found a happy medium, like they did in the animated feature Assault on Arkham. And before anyone argues that that particular costume wouldn't translate well to live action, I know a few cosplayers who would beg to differ. This is the most unappealing and lazy costume in the movie. And nothing, I repeat, nothing would ever make me like it. Damn you, Buffy. There to babysit the squad while they're out on the field is Colonel Rick Flag. In the comics, Flag is a tough-as-nails patriot who keeps the squad in line with grit and determination. In this movie, he's about as useful as a condom machine in the Vatican.
Deadshot, I need your help.
No, sir. You need a miracle.
But it's okay, Flag has one of the most badass DC heroes to help him keep the squad in check, Katana. What? They have an actual member of the team who is armed with a magical weapon?
Would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
Wouldn't it be funny if they went through the trouble of establishing that and then you never saw the Soul Taker sword do any of that throughout the entire movie? Now that would be fucking embarrassing. So our villains land in Ground Zero, and immediately Slipknot tries to make a run for it. Or should I say, swing for it? Yup, as an added precaution, Waller implanted bombs in the heads of all the squad members. So if anyone tries to make a run for it, he or she will be instantly decapitated.
Now that's killer app.
As the villains make their way to the swirling ring of garbage, Chanty and Big Bro create some zombie people to go and fight them. Because we needed an action sequence here? And thus, it is time for my third Harley rant. If this sequence demonstrates anything, it is that while the squad may be ill-equipped to deal with an interdimensional goddess and her brother, they all still bring something to the table. Deadshot is an expert marksman. Killer Croc is super strong. El Diablo is a human flamethrower. Hell, even Captain Boomerang can kill a guy from a distance without making a sound. So, what is Harley's contribution to the team?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
There is absolutely no reason for her to be there, outside of the fact that she's a popular character, and Warner Brothers needs to move some of that hot merch. In Assault on Arkham, she gets recruited for the mission because she used to be a psychiatrist in Arkham Asylum, and knows the layout of the facility as well as all the passcodes.
I used to work here. Didn't I mention that?
Come on. As what?
As a psychiatrist, silly. And pal, anyone who throws boomerangs has some real issues letting go.
At this point, some of you might be questioning why I keep comparing this movie to a cartoon. That's because this is great and this is shit. This was made by geniuses, while this, I assume, was made by 8 film students over a weekend? Yeah, that sounds right. So our villains take a side mission to rescue a VIP who was left stranded in the city when all of the magical insanity started. And this very important person turns out to be... Yup, not only did Waller cause all of this, but she also diverts the mission to save her own skin.
You're just... the worst.
The squaddies escort Waller to the roof so she can be picked up by a chopper. But little do they know that there is a Joker in this deck. And why is the Joker going through such extreme lengths to rescue one of his hench girls? Because, you see, in this movie, the Joker is in love with Harley Quinn. From cartoons to comics, there is one constant in the Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship. The Joker doesn't give a fuck about Harley Quinn. He keeps her around because she is in love with him, and he uses her blind devotion to manipulate her into doing his bidding. There is nothing, I repeat nothing, charming, cute, or romantic about the Joker and Harley. This is an abusive relationship, period. Hell, the entire Harley Quinn animated series is about Harley getting out of this relationship and learning how to move on, because she can't take the abuse any longer. Which makes it all the more sickening whenever you see couples dressed up like them. So how, I ask you how, in Galactus' gargantuan gonads could they have gotten this so wrong? Sorry, excuse me. Holy moly cannoli! Over 50 messages from you guys telling me to shut up about Harley already and say something mean about Jared Leto as the Joker. I don't know, guys. I just feel so indifferent about him. I mean, other than this scene, the guy is barely a factor in this movie. He tries too hard? He's not scary. Unlike the other Jokers, he makes a lot of threats, but he doesn't follow through. Fine. The Jared Leto Joker is so lame that he makes the Cesar Romero Joker look like Pennywise. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
My sincerest apologies, destroyer of DVDs. I must begin to interrupt you.
No worries. Happy to take a break from this shitty movie, so, what did you find?
The end and I cannot retain our structural integrity against psionic frequencies. If we create a psionic shield around your dwelling, it should prevent his entry.
Awesome!
I shall begin the process of creating the shield.
Yes, thank you! And I'll go back to reviewing Suicide Squad. So Hot Topic Joker deactivates the bomb in Harley's head and they make a run for it. But Waller retaliates with extreme prejudice. Damn, that was harsh. Harley might have been worthless in this movie, but at least she cooperated. Watch your back, Waller. One day karma's gonna come back to bite you in the...
Stand by! I'll send another hero!
Well, that was quick. So the Enchantress's zombie goons collect Waller and bring her back to their mistress, where Chanty reacquires her missing heart. And it was at this exact moment that Amanda Waller knew that she done fucked up.
This is awkward.
With Waller off the board, the squad is now free to run away and do whatever. But instead, they decide to go to a bar together and get themselves
A little bit of the bubbly.
I'm beautiful.
I forgot you talked.
So our villains decide to go save the world because, and I'm not kidding, they have nothing better to do.
What? You got something better to do? Come on.
So, yeah, even though they lack the motivation and the skill to take on Enchantress, our villains go to face her. Chanty responds by simply making them all hallucinate about perfect versions of their lives. Deadshot dreams about killing Batfleck. And Harley dreams about having a normal life with the Jared Leto Joker. Ugh. Amateurs being taken in by mere illusions of their greatest desires. There is no scenario that the Enchantress could create that would tempt me. Actually. A boy can only dream. Luckily, El Diablo is the first squatty to break out of the spell.
Lady, you are evil.
Huh, is it just me or is that line a little too corny for a dark, greedy, irreverent movie? But hey, at least it can't get any cornier than this.
I lost one family, I ain't gonna lose another one.
Family? You see what you said, family? You call this here and that down there family?
So El Diablo turns into a big pile of CG, he attacks Big Bro, and they explode together. Oh no, not those great characters that were integral to the plot. So Chanty has no choice but to use her godlike powers to fight the Suicide Squad hand to hand. 'Cause she's a good sport? Did I mention that this movie's fucking stupid? You know what would be great? if they had some kind of a magical weapon to fight Enchantress with, like a sword that could suck the soul right out of its enemies, now that would be badass.
I got this.
Now let me think. All the elements of a shitty action movie seem to be present. Lame characters, unfunny jokes, forgettable action sequences, but I still feel like there's something missing. Moronically gratuitous slow-mo!
This is taking a long time. If I was moving at regular speed, I would have killed all these morons already.
So they killed the godlike and all-powerful Enchantress with a bomb. Sadly, the woman that Enchantress possessed when she came to this dimension, Dr. Moon, was also killed. Which is sad, but fitting with the tone of the comic. God, I hate this movie. So the day is saved. The squad is rewarded for their service by being sent back to jail. Huh. And Amanda Waller, who is 100% responsible for the whole dilemma, including all the witnesses that she murdered herself, gets away scot-free. Yeah, fuck this movie. Here's the real ending.
Mother.
Bang.
And yeah, there is a pre-credit scene where the Jared Leto Joker breaks Harley out of jail, but that's like 18 levels of I don't give a fuck. This movie's a superficially suicidal, superfluous scumbag. If you haven't seen it, the best way I can illustrate it for you is by explaining the difference between being cool and trying to be cool. Mad Max Fury Road is fucking cool. This movie is just trying to be cool. And it tries so hard that it just makes itself look terribly lame in the process. Suicide Squad is a very irreverent, violent, unapologetic franchise that is not for the faint of heart. This movie's the watered-down, family-friendly version. It's just so tame and flaccid, it is just laughable to refer to it as Suicide Squad. Is there anything good about it? The Killer Croc makeup looks amazing, and I really appreciate that they created this character using practical means. And Will Smith is a breath of fresh air in an otherwise drab movie. All the scenes between Deadshot and his daughter are excellent, and deserve to be in a better movie. Oh, and did I mention that I didn't like Harley Quinn in this movie? Sorry. Ultimately, this movie should have been the DCEU's saving grace. A movie that is supposed to be dark, and violent, and brooding. But in an idiotic attempt to make it appeal to general audiences, they accidentally turned this into the complete opposite. There's just a major difference between being a badass and pretending to be a badass. You wanna see what a real badass DC hero is like? I'll be happy to show you. Outrageous! So you think all his powers are dumb and worthless, huh? Outrageous. So that was one busted, thousands more to go. I'm Erod and I'm—
Pardon me, Slayer of Silly Cinema, but I must begin to interject yet again.
Coming! It's all good, no need to apologize, so what do you have?
I can begin to raise the psionic shield, but it will require a combination of both of our energies.
Well, alright. Let's do this.
It is done. The end cannot enter. But at the same time, I cannot leave.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that. Well, While you're stuck here, you want to watch some Netflix? Or we could play Contra. I know the other controller. It's got to be around here somewhere.
Oh no.
What? What's wrong?
I forgot something. I am the end.
Oh my god. So stupid. It was in the incantation. The end is the beginning. And the beginning is the end.
Salutation, Buster Brothers. It's a pleasure. Are you done? The Blockbuster Buster, so reliant in violence. But what would you do when violence is no longer an option?
Of all dimensions that I should avoid, open the door to null void.
I have to admit, I did not see that coming.
And that's how I got here. I honestly thought that to defeat the end, I would have to go back to his beginning. But I was wrong. I had to go back to mine. So I guess this is my long and very elaborate way of asking, will you help me?
Certainty of death? Small chance of success? What are we waiting for?